You're watching the show that puts Spartan news in focus. This is Focal Point.
Tonight on Focal Point, we have reactions to the recent racial incidents causing a stir on campus.
I'm Andrea Nelson, and I'll tell you why the annual Izzone campout held here on Munn Field was canceled. Coming up next on Focal Point.
Tonight on Focal Point, learn how this elementary school is tackling obesity in the state.
Focal Point starts now.
I'm Andrea Nelson.
And I'm Jessica Brown. Welcome to Focal Point.
Recently, Michigan State University has had a number of racial incidents that have students and administrators working hard to figure out what to do next. Emily Fox is here now with more on the story. Emily?
That's right, Andrea. The incidents on campus happened on campus recently, and students are speaking out to do something about it. Last month, a student was cleaning a chemistry lab and found a black doll hanging from a makeshift noose. Since then, the N-word has been found at residence halls across campus. Members of MSU's Black Student Alliance say these incidents are nothing new for the university.
You have people that are frustrated. You have people that are tired. And you have even some people that looked at it and weren't surprised because they were like, this is nothing new. I've talked to people that as well. Like, they saw that and I'm like, yeah, it's just another day at Michigan State University. So there are a wide range of emotions, but I think the most unifying emotion is that people don't want to see this keep going on.
The Black Student Alliance held a town hall meeting recently to discuss the incidents, drawing nearly 1,000 community members. Back to you, Andrea.
Thank you, Emily. Nearly 14 robberies were reported at the Landings apartment complex since August 1st. Police say they have some leads as the investigation continues. Focal Point's Jennifer Chen talks to frustrated students.
I lost my digital camera and my laptop.
My MacBook Pro and my iPod was stolen on September 18th.
Break-ins and burglaries at the Landings complex have become common since the beginning of the semester. Xiang Gao is one of many students who has been victimized.
What I lost is not only computer for me. There are many pictures with my friends, and there are also some contact information.
Since August 1st, we had close to 14 home invasions up in the Landings apartment complex up on Chandler Road.
See the scratch on the screen window. The safe made it on September 18th. Today is October 7th. It remains unrepaired and no word from the leasing office.
I actually haven't heard of the break-ins here at Landings.
Neighbors are wondering why the complex is being targeted, but I haven't heard much from the leasing office.
No, I haven't seen any, just like a warning saying, make sure you lock your doors, stuff like that.
Hurt, shocked, and scared, victims and their neighbors feel very uncomfortable.
That really hurt my feelings.
I was shocked about that.
I feel like it's terrible.
It makes me scared too.
Most people don't realize they need their own renter policy to cover the personal belongings they have in their apartment in case of theft or fire.
I still do not plan to buy it because I don't know if it really works.
Only 50% of people who rent in Michigan have a renter's policy. It's pretty inexpensive, about $170 annually, and it's gives them important peace of mind if they have a loss that they can replace those things.
The manager who is responsible for the case says she will email and explain all the questions, but until now, reporter doesn't receive any email from her. For Focal Point, I'm Jennifer Chen.
Police say they haven't found any pattern among the robbery victims.
From now on, unemployed Michigan residents receiving state assistance may have their benefits cut off. The program provides benefits to those in need for only 4 years. With higher unemployment rates and less money coming from the federal government, the state is cracking down on cutoff dates for those receiving benefits.
Every year, the Izzone campout brings thousands of MSU students together on campus not only to have a bit of fun, but to get their Izzone tickets too. This year, though, MSU canceled the event, and while students are disappointed, university officials are hoping for an alternative plan.
Fight! Fight! Raw team fight!
Before taking their seats courtside, thousands of MSU students attend the annual Izzone campout for a meet and greet with the basketball team. Senior Brittany McCormick is just one of them.
I enjoy
the camaraderie kind of, because it's like everybody comes together and we're all excited about the basketball season.
In her final year, the memory of her last Izzone campout isn't one she's going to enjoy. Bad weather forced the cancellation of the event with no intent of rescheduling.
I was really sad. As a senior, I really wanted to, camp out for the last time.
Over 400 IM teams play on Munn Field every fall. This wear and tear caused by those games, coupled with a perfect storm on the horizon, was enough for the directors of the Izzone campout to call the event off.
If it had just been raining, we would have had it. If it had just been windy, we would have had it. And if it had just been cold, we would have had it. But all three of them put together, it's really unhealthy to be camping outside.
The Student Alumni Foundation, basketball operations, and directors of the intramural facilities made a collective decision the morning of the campout to cancel the event based on poor weather and field conditions.
I walked the fields that morning, and besides being a little squishy from all the rain and that, there were a lot of areas that had mud and some standing water. The issue is if you put 2,000 people out there, we'd probably tear up the fields.
The students' reaction to the cancellation was mixed. Many were happy they didn't have to camp in the rain, but they were upset they missed an opportunity to talk to head coach Tom Izzone and his players.
I was happy because the weather was really crappy and it was so cold out, and I know we'd all been sick.
An alternative event has been scheduled for October 25th. Officials haven't released many details, but it will have the same interaction component between the students and basketball team, an opportunity many will take advantage of.
Student tickets for the Upper Bowl are still available for purchase until the first game of the basketball season.
A local Meals on Wheels program is desperately seeking volunteers for the southern Lansing area. The program, which serves seniors and homebound individuals, is having trouble making their deliveries with the shortage. Focal Point's Hannah Saunders shows us how the program will be affected if they can't get more help.
For some, the extra relaxation time that comes with retirement isn't all it's cracked up to be.
I'm retired, so I don't go home and putter around the house.
Especially when that time can be used to help people that are confined to their homes or can't afford the nutritional meals they need.
Even with handicap parking privileges making trips to the grocery store more manageable, more than 940 people in the greater Lansing area have to turn to Meals on Wheels for their food.
Is a program for people over 60 who have some reason that they can't either fix their own meals or get out to get their own meals, they're homebound or they're ill, or they're just older and it's difficult for them.
84-year-old Bob McKinnon has wheeled through hundreds of routes for more than a decade.
You can tell that they appreciate what we're doing. We have one lady who you almost have to come in and sit down because she wants to talk all the time. So that they, I think, are experiencing a frustration from not being able to do the things that they did all their life.
With the client base growing, volunteers covering the greater Lansing area are spread a bit thin.
Starting in the summertime, we had so many assessments to do, so many new people to be put on routes that right now, South Lansing, all of the routes in South Lansing are full.
If you are looking for a place to gain some real satisfaction with a surprising, embarrassing effort on your part, that this is the place.
For demand to be met, Meals on Wheels needs at least 50 more volunteers. For Focal Point, I'm Hannah Saunders.
To volunteer for Meals on Wheels, call 517-887-1460.
MSU's on-campus housing sign-up is earlier than ever this year.
And Sparty gets special recognition.
Annie Cook has these stories and more in this week's on-campus report. Annie?
Thanks, guys. Starting October 23rd, MSU students can sign up to live in a different dorm on campus during the Rock the Block campaign. Last year, the event took place in January, but the Department of Residence Life says that they moved it earlier to compete with off-campus housing, which pushes leasing next fall in October. MSU recently added an electric car charging station to the second-floor ramp of the Kellogg Center. They hope to rebuild at least 4 more. Some students and faculty worry about the addition since not many people own electric cars. Lot 79 near Spartan Stadium may have a station in the future. Sparty is once again up for the College Mascot of the Year. Sparty faces 15 opponents from across the country with hopes to win his first title in the challenge sponsored by Capital One. He's currently in 5th place with Georgia Tech's Buzz the Bee in the lead. The contest stretches through the entire football season, and the field will be cut to only 8 playoff contenders in 5 weeks. To vote for your favorite mascot, find Capital One on Facebook or visit their website, CapitalOneBowl.com. That's all for On Campus. I'm Annie Cook. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Annie. Coming up after the break, Emily Fox reports on how Governor Snyder is taking on childhood obesity.
I'm Jessica Brown, and I'll show you how Spartans and Wolverines are battling it out for a common cause. Coming up next on Focal Point.
Well, Governor Snyder wants to make sure kids stay active and healthy.
And Go Green, Go Pink. Spartans raise money for breast cancer research. Jennifer Chen has these stories in this week's Health Report. Jennifer?
Thanks, Jessica. Governor Snyder recently proposed a new health initiative for the state. Tackling childhood obesity is a part of the plan. Focal Point's Emily Fox reports on how an elementary school in Holt is leading the pack on keeping kids healthy.
Before the sun has even come up for the day, the Hornack family is busy preparing breakfast for 200 elementary students.
Take this. Take this.
It's National Walk to School Day, and here in Holt, Horizon Elementary Principal Dave Hornack has invited his students to walk with him from his house to the school.
What a great way to start our day.
More than half of the school showed up, as well as a handful of state legislators, to make the 1-mile trek.
Well, I'm here today for the Walk to School Day. It's the national day where we really try to encourage kids to get up and walk to school in a safe way. We don't just send kids out the door. We want to have a plan and to walk together as a group and burn some energy and get some exercise.
When they arrived, the entire school gathered to perform what they call the pedestrian safety dance to help promote safe walks to school.
And it was amazing. We spent about 3 to 4 weeks preparing for this in our kinetics and integrative arts classes.
This is all part of an effort to help tackle childhood obesity in the state, something that Governor Snyder has highlighted in his recent health initiative for Michigan.
Every one of us in Michigan has a stake in our population being active and healthy and living a long quality life, and so I think everything that we can do works together toward that end.
One of the fitness programs Horizon has implemented is what is called the walking school bus.
We have satellite drop-off spots. Parents have volunteered to use their home as a drop-off spot in our community. Kids get dropped off or walk down to that home, and they're safely escorted to school on a daily basis.
The walking school bus has been going on for 2 years now, and Hornack has seen the difference it has made.
We also have been studying our fitness levels here, and we determined that when kids bike, walk, or exercise before school, they're more academically engaged in school.
Not only are students more engaged, but the office staff has also noticed a drop in behavioral referrals.
How about all of our visitors? Are you here today?
Hornack says participating in International Walk to School Day is one of the many ways Horizon Elementary is keeping students healthy and active. For Focal Point, I'm Emily Fox.
Over 100 students now walk or bike to school on a daily basis since Horizon Elementary started the Walk School Bus. 2 years ago, less than 30 students walked to school. The rivalry continues as MSU and U of M bet against each other for a cause, and this time it's off the field. Focal Point's Jessica Brown shows us how both teams are supporting Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Go green, wear pink. Pink isn't a normal color sported by students in the days leading up to the big game against rival team U of M.
People, once they hear that it's, a rivalry against U of M, that already ups their reasoning, besides the fact that it's a good cause.
Spartans for a Cure is a campus group that works closely with the Susan G. Komen Foundation. U of M students have sold shirts before, and this week there is a competition between the two schools to see who can sell the most. This is MSU's first year for Go Green Wear Pink, and the ultimate goal is to sell 2,500 of these t-shirts. It's only day one of the competition, and they've already sold 1,000.
Combined, the schools are aiming to raise up to $80,000. Despite the rivalry between Spartans and Wolverines, students are also buying shirts for personal reasons.
A lot of my friends have family members who have breast cancer, and so just a good way to get out the cause and spread the awareness. So.
Each day of the sale, games were played at the Rock in an effort to raise more funds.
If they pay a $1 donation, they can either, we're going to have a balloon dartboard, and the dartboard may have a Wolverine on it.
Along with raising funds, Spartans for a Cure hopes to inform people about the growing number of breast cancer cases in younger women.
Lately, younger and younger cases are being discovered, and they're actually more aggressive, so they respond less to treatment.
The ultimate goal of the campaign is to support the Komen Foundation. People directly involved in the event can't help getting a little competitive themselves.
U of M, their first year, sold 1,500 in 2 days, so hopefully we can follow that.
100% of the proceeds will be donated following the big game on Saturday. For Focal Point, I'm Jessica Brown.
The Komen Foundation will use the donations to benefit the Mid-Michigan chapter. That's what's happening in-house this week. I'm Jennifer Chen.
Thanks, Jennifer. Potter Park Zoo has lost one of its furry friends.
Ramir, a snow leopard, has died. Ramir was 14 when he arrived at the zoo in December 2010. After many unsuccessful attempts at breeding, they discovered he was sterile. Physical exams by the MSU College of Veterinary Medicine revealed he also had lymphoma. After Ramir stopped eating last week, the vet staff made the decision to euthanize.
As they get older, you gotta deal with the diseases that go and the problems that come with old age.
Snow leopards in captivity are usually expected to live for 15 years or more.
Next on Focal Point, we'll take a look at your Spartan sports.
And we'll show you how MSU opera students are taking part in MSU's China project after the break.
And I was greener than the hill, where flowers grew and the sun shone still. Now I'm darker than the deepest sea. Just hand me down, give me a place to be.
Welcome back. I'm Jameson Williams with this week's Sports Report. The MSU men's hockey team opened up their season last week with its one and only exhibition game against Western Ontario. As the Spartans took the ice for this regular season warm-up, the atmosphere at Munn Ice Arena motivated the team to a strong start. The Spartans, led by junior captain Torrey Krug, won 6-1 thanks to contributions from many players. All night, players were very active offensively and very physical, winning the shots on goal 37-23. Senior Brett Perlini started the scoring binge for the Spartans on a rebound to get it past Western Ontario goalie Elaine Balaquette. Krug doubled the Spartans' lead when he tipped in his own shot from the left side. 20 seconds later, the Spartans scored again, making it 3-0, and the rout was on. Spartan goalie Drew Palmisano finished with 22 saves. Now, this preseason game had extra significance as Spartan fans got to see first-year coach Tom Anastas behind the bench for the first time, marking a new era in Spartan hockey.
The one part that I was kind of surprised at is I didn't feel even the slightest bit of nervous energy today. Not even a little. I expected to feel a little.
The fact that the Spartan Icers have 10 seniors on the roster, the biggest senior class since the 78-79 season, could contribute to the reserved attitude of the new coach. The team hopes to lean on this experience for success this season. Head basketball coach Tom Izzone met with the media and opened up, oddly enough, by stating he was crazy to talk about basketball with all the excitement of Detroit sports and it being Michigan week in football. He noted that many former Spartan players like Morris Peterson, Eric Snow, and Jason Richardson will return, making this an even bigger weekend. He did say, though, that he was really excited and impressed about his current Spartan crop. And speaking of Izzo, head football coach Mark D'Antonio took time out of preparing his team for the clash against Michigan by personally thanking Izzo and his family for donating $1 million to the university. The gift is the largest by an active coach to a university, and a majority of the money will go to the football program. It is well known that Izzo is an avid football fan and knows the importance of having a successful football program. The Michigan State football team traveled to Columbus, Ohio to take on the Buckeyes on October 1st. Wide receiver B.J. Cunningham had the Spartans' only touchdown of the game, a 33-yard pass from quarterback Kirk Cousins in the first quarter. Dan Conroy also added a 50-yard field goal in the fourth quarter to solidify the Spartan victory. It was the first time the Spartans beat the Buckeyes since 1999. The MSU football team sported a new look for their game against Michigan today, a look that made the Spartans a little more Spartan thanks to a uniform redesigned by Nike. The Spartan bookstore is normally a kingdom of green and white apparel, but the store has some different colors these days. The overall look of the new Nike Pro Combat uniform is darker with black pants and green shirts covering the majority of the body. Bronze shoes and bronze helmets complete the King Leonidas look. Michigan State was one of 9 schools chosen to don the Nike Pro Combat uniforms this season. The bookstore reported brisk sales of the new caps, shirts, sweaters, and jerseys. Students around campus have given the new look a warm welcome.
These are out cold. I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
You know, Sports Center's gonna be all over this thing. They're gonna be showing our new uniforms, and we're gonna go crazy.
Very intimidating almost. I like the dark colors.
These are legit. These are sick.
I'm definitely a fan. I think a lot of people would be a fan.
Because, you know, we're green and white. That's kind of traditional, and there's not really any on there. I would like to see maybe a little more. But
yeah, just raise the socks up. Should be a 10.
I'll give it an 8.5.
A 9? No, I don't rate anything a 10, but I give it a 9, so that's good on my scale.
The apparel has one more hidden feature too. On the collar, there are Greek inscriptions that, when translated, read, "Come and get them," a tribute to King Leonidas' battle cry. That's all this week in sports. I'm Jamison Williams. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Jamison. The East Lansing community is buzzing after a longtime business has announced it will close. The Barnes & Noble bookstore on Grand River Avenue will close its doors at the end of the year. The president of Barnes & Noble issued a statement saying their lease will end in December, but they will not renew it. Shoppers say the closing of this bookstore will have a big impact. Some students worry they will have to shop online to buy the books they need. Some don't want to lose the comfortable ambience of the bookstore.
Very sad. I usually come here with my daughter to read some books for kids, and she has a very good time all the time.
Barnes & Noble has been on Grand River since 2001.
MSU opera students participate in a unique foreign exchange program.
And we take you to Oktoberfest. Hannah Saunders has this story and more in our entertainment segment. Hannah?
Thanks, Andrea. The 6th annual Oktoberfest took over the streets of old downtown Lansing last week. The warm weather attracted a record crowd from all over the Midwest to Mid-Michigan's only German-style event. Oktoberfest is an authentic experience for all ages, featuring food, music, drink, performances, polka lessons, and children's activities reminiscent of Old Town's German heritage. $13 gave festival goers entry to Oktoberfest tents, a souvenir mug, and food and drink tickets. 5 different bands took the stage over the 2-day celebration sponsored by the Old Town Commercial Association. A group of Michigan State opera students were part of the 6th annual MSU China Project, a foreign exchange program between the Michigan State College of Music and Tianjin Conservatory of Music. Students from both countries spent 2 weeks studying in China and participated in the International Student Opera and Art Song Competition, taking home the grand prize with their rendition of Oklahoma. After the time spent in China, all students came to the MSU campus for a final combined performance of many popular opera songs from Carmen, Candide, and Don Carlo.
Really just meeting the people and creating those really great relationships. It was unbelievable. We were in China, in Beijing, we saw all sorts of sights, but really the most important part was just meeting those people and having those friendships.
The MSU College of Music says they hope to continue their partnership for many years to come. Well, that's all for our entertainment. I'm Hannah Saunders. Back to you.
Thanks, Hannah. Well, that's our show for tonight.
We leave you now with more from the MSU China Project. Thanks for watching.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Sing to her.
kiss.